Okay, you exist. I know you do. You're watching this video right now, so you exist. But do you really exist? You might think that's a silly question, but stick with me here. It's not as crazy as it sounds. What about the things you know? Do you really know anything? You might think you do. You might be very confident in your beliefs about the world, but how can you be so sure? How do you know that what you believe is actually true? You might say that you see with your own eyes, but how do you know that what you see is real? You might be looking at a painting right now that you think is hanging on a wall in front of you, but how do you know that's really there? What if I told you that what you're looking at is actually just a very realistic dream? Would you believe me? You probably still think you're awake, but how do you know you're not dreaming? In fact, how do you know you're not dreaming right now? Now, some of you might be thinking, well, obviously, I'm not dreaming because I wouldn't be able to fly. If I was dreaming, I wouldn't be able to move my hands like this, or wiggle my toes, or scratch my nose. But here's the thing, you could do all those things in a dream. You just said you couldn't. And even if you couldn't, what if I told you that there are actually no such things as dreams? What if I told you that when you sleep, your consciousness doesn't go into a dream state at all? It just goes out like a light. Would you believe me? The point is, you don't really know what's going on. All you know is what you perceive with your senses, and that could all be an illusion. For all you know, we could be living in a computer simulation right now. The only way you could know for sure is if you were able to see the code. But how could you do that? Well, here's one way. If you wanted to find out if you were living in a simulation, you would need to find someone who was also in the simulation, someone who was also conscious. And you would need to ask them, "Hi, I'm here, this is my channel. I have a question for you. Do you really exist?"